Hello everyone, it's Divian here again. Thought I'd do another live stream actually. I'm here at one of our properties. As you can see, there is work going on. I'll show you the property actually in a second. Look, there's work going on over here. Yeah, this one's getting a refurb, a facelift, and then we're going to obviously rent it out again. And yeah, it's going to be really cool. Just one of the rooms is done downstairs and just been painted and just looks so much nicer than it did previously. And the kitchen's getting painted right now, and the bathroom's kind of getting a light refurb, and it's just all really cool to do this because it really makes it more rentable. It makes it in a much better state. It makes it nicer to live in. And as I was here, just getting on with some stuff here, I just thought I'd do another live stream today and just tell you a bit, just talk about something that's really important to me actually, something that should be important to every single one of you out there, something that often is overlooked, and something that you should really focus on and make sure that you overcome this. Because hey, look, at the end of the day, you're not going to be successful in property unless you overcome the number one reason why property investors fail to get out of their jobs, fail to get out of their business, fail to create the thing that will actually get them to where they really want to be. And it's important that you address this, because most people don't, and most people plod along, and most people live in a lie. And it's the truth. Most people are living a lie about where they're heading with their property journey. And I did the exact same when I started in property. Did the exact same thing. What I did is I lived this lie. I thought, you know what, if I keep doing it this way, if I aimed for this or that, then I'm going to be successful in property. And you know what, would I have got there? Yes, I would have got there. How long would it have taken me? A long time, because because of this number one reason. And so the number one reason why property investors fail, and why you really should be, you really should know this, and you should be doing something with this information. You should be changing the way in which you work. The number one reason why property investors fail to ever create real financial freedom comes down to one really important yet simple yet life-changing fact, right? Is they don't focus on cash flow. They focus on the future. They focus on 20 years down the line. They go, I'm gonna invest in property because I want a better pension. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with this. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing this, right? If that's your objective, to get a better pension, then great, invest in property for that purpose. But most people don't just want that. They want to change their lives right now. They want to make a difference to their lives right now and the people around them. They want to get more deals right now. They want to talk to. They want more money right now so they can do things right now. I mean, let me ask you a question, right? Let me really get you to think here. Do you really want cash flow do you really want money in 10, 20 years time? Is that really what you're working towards? Hey, I'm putting all this effort in so that one day I get this payday. Is that really why you're in business or property? It probably not. I mean, some of you, it may be, and that's okay. If you've got a highly paid job, you're happy with your job. Most people are also not happy with their job. Hey there, Jen. Great to see you on again. And Shane. Hey there, Shane. Shane Varney. Great guy. If you want to learn martial arts and learn, he's a great businessman as well, by the way. If you want to learn martial arts, though, Shane Varney is the man in Wigston in Leicester. He really knows what he's talking about, and he's somebody who I years ago absolutely loved learning martial arts from, because he really knows his stuff, and he's a great guy. So anyway, I sidetrack. The number one reason why people fail. So if you want a pension, if you want that payoff in 20, 30 years time, great. that's great for you. But the thing is, most people don't want that. I mean, do you really want to wait that long to leave your job if that's what you want to do? Do you really want to wait 20 years time for the equity to grow for you to be able to then go on holiday every year? And do you really want to wait 20 years time to release the equity so you can do other stuff in your life? Probably not. I don't want to, I know that. And this is not just a trait of the younger generation like myself. This is a trait of a lot of people. They don't want to wait that long. And that's what puts a lot of people off. And that's what stops people from being successful, not just in property, but in business overall. But that is the number one thing that stops people from being successful in property. If you look at property investors out there, most of them think, hey, I can buy property for the long term. But let me ask you this question. Since the crash in 2008, have property prices really gone up? I mean, they have gone up a bit. There's signs of the market's going down again in the very near future. The market's not really recovered from the credit crunch, and people are still buying right now because they're buying cheap properties, and the long term they're going to be able to sell them. In fact, I had a conversation just today about a property deal, and this person was telling me that, are we really going to be able to sell this property in 15, 20 years time and make money from it then? And I said to him, hang on a minute, how much money are you going to make right now from it? It's a multi-let, by the way. They're going to start to make straight away £500-600, possibly more than that. I can't remember the exact numbers off the top of my head, but it's something like at least £600-700 a month net income right now from day one. And they're going, well, we're going to make money long term from it. And that's great. You do need to make money long term from it. They're really focusing on when are we going to sell it. And I'm like, hey, dude, you're going to get cash flow today. You're going to get cash flow this month. You're going to get cash flow next month. You're going to continue to get cash flow from that property every single month, month in, month out, as well as the equity growth. But most people fail to see that cash flow is number one. Cash flow is king. Cash flow is what enables you to do the things you want to do. If you want to go and buy a new car, cash flow is going to help you get there. If you can lease a car using your cash flow. If you want a nice house, if you want £1 million house, right, it's going to cost you £1 million to buy that house outright. Now, let's say you put a 25% deposit in. So you need £250,000 just to buy the house, and that's if the bank lends you the money for the rest of the house, right? If you want to live in that bigger house. But now, if you think about renting a house that's worth £1 million, you probably pay £2,000 or £3,000 a month for that. That's a lot more achievable than the income you need to get to prove to the bank that you're worthy of borrowing the rest of that £1 million after you've saved up and put in the deposit. If you want a nice car, if you want, I love Audis personally, and I would love to one day I'm going to buy an Audi R8, and that Audi R8, if I went and bought an Audi R8, it's going to cost me 150 grand in cash to do that. But guess what? If you have the cash flow, it's around £2,000 a month plus insurance and obviously running it. But that's a lot more achievable than you thinking, how do I go and get the money to save up to buy this thing that I want? Especially when the thing you want is a luxury item. So really, cash flow is where you're going to move your business forward, is where you're going to really make a difference to your life. And most people miss this in property, and they focus on capital appreciation. They buy single let properties in great rentable locations for families, and then they don't make any money. In fact, I remember a friend, somebody that I know, and this was a number of... Sorry guys, I just lost you there. Something happened to the internet. Anyway, this is a number of years back, and what happened is I knew these guys, and they bought a property not far away from their own house. And when I asked them about numbers, this is, how long ago was this? This was probably when I was at university, actually. This was like 9 years ago, something like that. Maybe 10 years ago, or maybe just after, so maybe about 7 years ago. Whatever it was, I think it was just after the recession, and they'd bought a house pre-recession, I believe. And they rented out a single let, and I asked them about the numbers. What did you buy it for? How much did you spend on it? And because I've always been interested in property, and when they gave me these numbers, it's like, okay, that's not too much money to buy a house for. That's not too much money to spend on a house. Then I asked them about what do you rent it for, and their mortgage was something like £550 a month. Let's just take that figure because I can't remember the exact numbers. But let's say it's £550 a month their mortgage was. And they were renting this property for like 650 pounds a month. And I said to them, so where's the cash flow? And they said, well, it costs us about £50 a month to have this property. And I went, how does that work? How are you making money from this? And we're like, no, we're putting 50 quid in every month, and it's a savings plan. We kind of treat it as a savings plan, and it will grow in value over time. Well, guess what? And they had just bought another one of them around the corner from where they live, and that's another 50 quid a month. So that's £100 a month they're putting in to this property. Now, guess what? If you continue to do that, you are going to run out of monthly income. You're not going to be able to grow your portfolio beyond that. Hey there, Theo. Great to see you on here. And the thing is that how do you grow a large portfolio of properties and become financially free and get out of your job and get out of your business and create another income and make a difference to your life and afford the cars and afford the holidays and the houses, etc. If every property takes away £50 from your monthly income, whether you're in a job or not, doesn't matter how much you get paid in your job, how do you grow that? It's a myth, it's a lie. People think that this works, People buy into this, if we, and by the way, they weren't on a repayment mortgage, they weren't paying the mortgage down, they were on interest only. And I'm like, guys, like, that doesn't work. I didn't want to poo-poo what they'd done in front of them or anything like that. But I knew that wasn't a scalable business because you can't grow unless you've got cash flow. Now, what happens if the boiler breaks? They had newly refurbished all these houses, so it was okay. They weren't going to have any problems for a while. But what if the boiler broke? What if there was something they need to spend money on? These things come up, and if a boiler breaks, you're like £1,500, bang, and that's if you can get it cheap. Most people, if you go to British Gas or someone like that, you're going to be like £2,500. If you get it done from someone good, someone local, someone who you got a relationship with, you know where to buy the stuff from, £1,500, £1,200, something like that. But the thing is that's great that they have a property and it's growing in value. But as soon as they get a problem, now they've got to put another £1,500 in to fix that problem. And that is not scalable. That's not a scalable business. They're not making any money. And if you want financial freedom, you need to make money. You need to make money today. You need to make money tomorrow. You need to make money next month and the month after and the month after and the month. And every single month you need to be making money. And maybe sometimes you get months, if you don't, maybe you don't know, you're starting out, and maybe sometimes you don't make as much money as you'd like to. But you know what? In our portfolio, every single month we make money. We don't ever have a month where we don't make money because we focus on cash flow. That's our number one thing, is cash flow, cash flow, cash flow. Get rooms rented, money coming in, and focus on doing deals that are going to create cash flow. And that's the only way you grow your business. That's it. Simple. End of story. Because now we've got cash flow coming in. So take my parents as an example. They bought a property and they've got cash flow coming in from that property. And now that cash flow, and they're looking to buy a second property, and that cash flow from that second property is going to build. And you're going to put that money together, and that's going to build. Not only is that going to enable them to change the way they live their lives, but they're going to be able to pay their mortgage off. If they wanted to, they can put money into the mortgages of the properties themselves. I don't really think that's necessary, but if that's your strategy, great, you can do that. But cash flow is number one, is king. Cash flow is, most people focus on the long term. Well, guess what? Since then, people who I told you about bought their property 6-7 years ago, they've not actually made any money on it from an equity point of view because the market hasn't really gone up. I mean, it may have gone up a bit, but truth is, if the real truth is, where is the market at right now? Where are we at right now? The truth is that we haven't recovered from this recession because the banks are lending. It is more difficult to get borrowing from the bank, to get a mortgage from the bank. However, we're still not recovered because money's been chucked into the economy to keep it up. And political decisions have been made to keep the economy where it is. And we are going to see a downturn, another downturn. We've just had the 3% stamp duty come in for people purchasing a property other than their first home, mainly investors. And that's seen a downturn in the number of sales in the last month or so. since April, since it came in. And the market's slowing down, but there's still this correction to be made. Prices are still above where they should be. Markets are still above where they should be in terms of purchasing properties. So are they going to make money on the equity? They will, long term, but they're still paying out every single month. It doesn't change their life right now. It doesn't make their life easier right now. What does make your life easier right now is cash flow. Cash flow is king. If there's one thing you should be focusing on, the reason why our business continues to grow month in, month out, why we're able to live off the portfolio, right? Me and my business partner, we live off the portfolio. That's where our main income stream comes from. And the reason it comes from there, the reason we're able to do that is because of cash flow. Cash flow, right? Cash flow. That's the number one thing that you should be focusing on, not long-term equity. Then when you hit your cash flow target, when you free up your time, when you're able to do other things, then go off and look at long-term equity as a secondary thing that you need to bring in to make sure that you're growing in that way. So what I want to do, because I'm a bit short on time, you may or may not know that today I am running a webinar tonight at 7 p.m, a live webinar. Haven't done a live webinar in a few months, actually. I don't do them very often nowadays purely because of the amount of time and effort that it takes to put in there and everything else that I'm doing at the minute. Theo said, cash flow. Yes, Theo, definitely. It's all about cash flow. So, yeah, I don't do them regularly. Tonight, however, I am running a webinar at 7 o'clock, 7 p.m, which is in 2 hours' time. I do need to get off this to make sure I finish the slides, actually, which I was finishing off earlier. And I'm going to teach you my cash flow strategy, the way in which we have grown our portfolio and we continue to grow our portfolio using this strategy. I'm going to, in there, show you examples of deals that my students have done. I'm going to show you examples that we've done. One of the most recent deals that we've done that we've put zero into the deal, nothing into the deal, and it's going to cash flow 600, 650 a month, and we've just done up the whole property in the process of doing that. I'm going to show you the numbers on that deal. I'm going to show you the numbers on our most profitable deals and where they came from, most importantly, because it's no use you just knowing the numbers. I want to show you where they came from. I want to show you how we found them deals. I want to show you the system of how we've done what we've done. I want to show you exactly how you can copy it. I want to show you how the steps to being successful in property. And so I'll just share the link, propertysuccessacademy.com/webinar. There is one other thing. Oh, hey there, Rajesh. Great to see you on again. And there is one other thing, and that is that I will be giving away. So Theo said, going to be on the road later, but look forward to catching you another time. Okay, awesome, Theo. Well, if you sign up, Theo, and I don't suggest that you don't turn up live. But if you do sign up, Theo, I will be sending a recording out this time. But I do want you to turn up live, because people who come on the webinar live will get an additional bonus, an additional gift from me. And the reason is because I just want to give back to you. I want to make sure that you've got everything you need to grow your business in property, or even outside of property, at the rate in which, as fast as you possibly can, and in a way where it becomes a really fun business. So just to let you know, there is a bonus, there's a gift just for registering and turning up. And that is that this weekend gone, I went to Bournemouth. A friend of mine, Matthew Moody, invited me to come and speak at his six-figure business circle retreat weekend. These guys pay £14,000 a year to be part of this program. So this is really worth that money, because you wouldn't have got it otherwise. And I did a presentation specifically for their group. I recorded it, and you're going to get that for free. So just sign up, be on the live webinar, and you'll get that for free just for showing up to the live webinar. But even if you're not able to make it 7 p.m. tonight, sign up anyway, because you're going to get the recording of it. And I want to make sure that you get the step-by-step process system in place so you can be successful in property. Look, there's no point in life, right? Gandhi said this. I want to share this with you, actually, because this is very relevant. Gandhi, if anybody knows anything about Mahatma Gandhi, he was a great guy. That he had, at one point, 100 million people follow what he was saying, his teachings and stuff. That's massive. That's huge. It's humongous. Amazing. And he was an amazing guy. And he really changed the world. He changed India. He changed the UK, England, and he changed the world, really, in the way he thought. And one thing that he said, one of his quotes, which really, really, really resonates with me personally, and I'd like to resonate with you, if it's right for you, is that you find yourself when in the service of others. And for me, what that really means is sharing my experiences, sharing what I can do, what I've done, and how you can do the same. And that's what I'm going to do tonight on the webinar. It's probably going to be about 2 hours long, 90 minutes to 2 hours long. I will answer as many questions as I can at the end. In fact, I'll stay on until every single question is answered. Yeah, I don't know how long that's going to be. It will be as long as it is. We're going to be talking about the number one cash flowing strategy right now that you really should be using. It doesn't matter whether you're experienced or somebody who's starting out. You should be using this strategy to create if you want cash flow, right? If you want it, use this strategy, simple as, because it's quick. You can get it up and running in the next 30 days, in the next 60 days, 90 days, depending on how quick you want to go about it. You can find a deal within the next week. You can get it up and running. You can start earning money right away with this strategy. And it's a strategy that will keep money coming in over and over again every single month and keep that cash flow coming in, because cash flow is king. So go to propertysuccessacademy.com/webinar, and I will see you tonight at 7 p.m. By which time I definitely would have finished my slides. So take care, guys. I'll see you then.